You're listening to Gin and Chat with Lo and Nat. So pour yourself a chilled martini and sit down for a chat.
Welcome back to Gin and Chat with Lo and Nat.
We are so pumped to introduce our next guest, Holland Scattergood, the dynamic spin instructor and one of the fierce owners of Nick's Cycle and Fitness. Holland's a social media superstar with over 100,000 followers across her platforms and a total badass business owner who's redefining fitness with her unstoppable vibe. She has created a vibrant and positive community at Nick's Cycle, inspiring every person that walks through the door. Welcome, Holland.
Holland!
I'm so excited.
We finally made it happen.
I know. I've been like freaking out.
No,
Ever since you told me, I'm so excited.
We're so happy
We
to have
immediately were like, we have to have Holland on the podcast. Like, I feel like you have so much to offer and like so much value to share. So I'm excited. And I'm excited. I literally came out to Arizona for this. So.
I know. I'm honored.
But
I
we're
love
getting her to
listening
move here. So come on, girl.
We're ready. We're ready.
Yeah.
You can handle it.
No, there's
morning, AC.
I know. This morning I just was like, I feel like really like regulated here. Like,
And I
my
said,
nervous system. I don't know.
say that again. You felt regulated.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get her. We'll get her.
We got you, girl. We got you. We got you.
I know.
We got you.
Okay, so a little bit of backstory for them.
Yes.
When I met you, I got tricked into taking a power hour.
It was my bad.
So usually classes
Sorry.
are 45 minutes, right?
Yes.
For cycling.
Yes.
So that's what I was like.
Which is already hard. Like 45 minutes cycling
it's
is
so
so
hard.
hard.
It's hot.
I was like, I wasn't wearing an Apple Watch, but the person next to me was wearing an Apple Watch. And I kept looking over at her Apple Watch and I was like, this has got to be longer than 45 minutes. And then you said power hour and I was like, Natalie.
And I don't know why in my brain, I think it was just a rush decision. We were like, oh, we should take Holland's class. I didn't look at the power hour.
And
then,
I wanted to meet you too.
Yeah. And you kept saying power hour. And I look back at Lauren and I'm like, so sorry.
My foot slipped out of the thing.
Did it really?
It did because I didn't put it in properly. Like it was because I was also running late.
It
so
happened.
I was just like a mess. But you were so good.
Yeah.
I was like, she's also like ripped.
No.
Like
It's insane, you guys. She's so good at teaching spin and I love her classes. And I also am not a spin girly. Like I do.
now you are.
I think now I'm getting there.
She's got 11 rides almost. So let's go.
So how I got introduced to Holland was through social media, actually. She slid into my DMs. And then someone had told me about her classes. And so I looked into it and she does these incredible Swiftie classes. And as a Swiftie myself, I thought I need to take these. It looks so fun. So I reached out. I took her class and she was actually my first friend that I made in Arizona.
The best. I was shook when Natalie followed me and DM'd me back because I slid into her DMs. And then I get the follow notification. I was like, oh, okay, let's go.
No, I love that
Class
feeling.
the next week. I think you literally came to class the next week.
I did, yeah. I think so.
Or it
was quick.
It was fast.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I've been wanting to have Holland on because not only are you an incredible instructor, but you're a business owner as well. And you're young.
And you're young.
Yeah. I'm young.
Tell the pod how old you are.
I'm 28.
Yeah. So she's a badass business baddie. So we wanted to talk to you about all things business owning, fitness instructing, all the things.
Yeah. I'm ready.
First, should we crack open a cold one?
Absolutely. Well, this is my favorite type of cold one.
Right.
Okay.
So here's the tea. You guys know we love to gin and chat, but we're taking Holland's cycle class after this interview. And we thought to ourselves, drinking gin, cycling, don't go together.
I mean, we could try.
I feel like it would
Next
have
time.
to just be us and like nobody else could be there. Yeah.
Exactly. So today we're going to go for an energy drink. That feels like a safe choice.
Yeah.
So Gorgie, I think it's Gorgie?
Gorgina.
Or is it Georgie?
I don't know.
I feel like it's a spin on gorgeous, is it not? Like Gorgie. But I could be so wrong, and maybe it's Georgie. I've always said it like that.
All right, so we have these today.
Anyway, they're 0 grams of sugar. They're like clean energy drinks. So for all of those, Celsius drinkers, Red Bull drinkers.
You're Celsius.
Yeah, she's Celsius queen.
Yeah.
So we're getting into something
Switching
a little
over.
cleaner today. We're going to try it. We've got, this one is sparkling peach tea, watermelon,
Mango.
tropical punch.
Woo! Okay,
Okay.
let's see which one.
Yeah, what do you want, Holland?
Yeah, you pick.
You pick our guest of honor.
So I've had these before.
Oh, slay.
I love the peach one.
Okay,
Peach
great.
is yours.
Peach is yours.
Thank you.
Lauren?
I'm trying to get I'm trying.
I waited to see if she knows what I want.
How about I get the mango?
Whoa. Shoot. I know.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't really care.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care.
That's good friend right there. All right. ASMR for all of you right by the mics. Oh, sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To the natural. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Gin and Chat.
Thank you.
Okay. So Holland. Good. It's delicious.
It is really good.
It's delicious. That's actually really good. Yeah. Sorry, I love mango. Mango burst.
We're gonna be bouncing off the walls.
I'm ready. I need to be.
We are.
I need to be out of my seat. That's what I'm working on in spin.
Yeah. Well,
Is getting the ass out of the seat.
I
it's
will
hard.
tell you, it takes a long time for people to pick up the rhythm, and
Okay.
you guys
That I feel like I have down.
already have it because probably dancers.
Right.
Yeah. So
You got
it's
that
hard.
rhythm.
It's hard to keep the rhythm, but you guys have the rhythm.
Okay, that's
you
good.
got it. That
I
makes
just
me
like
feel
don't
good.
have like the strength maybe quite yet.
Yeah, it's
But
muscle
the rhythm
memory.
is there.
It is. Because I noticed like even after 4 classes, I was already so much more comfortable on the bike. It's crazy how quickly you can, get accustomed to it. But the first time I was like a fish out of water. So lost.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, when? Yeah, no, that's how I felt in the back of your class. I was like, oh, we're doing this. Oh, yeah, no, like course.
Okay, no hands. No hands.
Okay, when was your first spin class ever?
Oh,
I love that.
first
Good
spin
question.
class ever was in college. I didn't work out like at all. I had when I was in high school and stuff. I was a cheerleader, so that was like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that was my main form. I love dance, and so I kind of have a little bit of a dance background.
Yeah.
But after that, I just hated working out, and I had like a weird relationship with it. And so one of my best friends, she took me to a spin class. I must have been 2019.
Wow.
In Tucson, because I went to U of A in
Oh,
Tucson.
nice.
So she took me to the class, and I was like, I am going to hate this. She drove me to like an early morning class, which I'm not a morning person
me neither.
at all. And I was like, oh, what are we doing? And after the class, I think it changed my life.
Yeah.
I wasn't even into working out, but I was like, that was so fun. It felt good. I felt, it wasn't just about working out to look a certain way. It was like to feel free and to feel good and to listen to music. And I love music and like move my body and dance. And so instant obsession.
Wow.
I love that. I
Instant.
feel that a lot of former dancers really connect to workouts that are beat driven. So spin, VersaClimber, all of those types of workouts, or even boxing, something where you learn choreography and it's to the beat. I think we connect to that a lot.
I do love that spin is so music driven because I feel like that's why I love to dance is because like even when I'm feeling uninspired, if I hear a song that I want to dance to, like I will. But how does that work with you having to like make playlists, find BPMs? Like I feel like that's a whole other part that people don't really see.
It's another job.
Oh my gosh, it is. And now that I own the studio, it's a lot easier for me to do that. But you don't get paid for that when you teach at another studio. And that's a whole another aspect of your job that you are putting all this extra time into, especially when you first start. It takes forever to make a playlist based on BPMs.
Yeah, I bet.
Now I can do it in like an hour or less.
Okay.
I can do it in a couple minutes. But so that's a whole thing that you're not getting paid for.
Yeah,
Fitness instructors do so much besides just teaching the class.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yes. We can relate.
We don't get paid for.
Yeah, no, it's
Insane.
it really is.
So, but I love it. I can hear BPMs now. I don't know if you guys can.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I get a like feeling.
No,
I don't
I don't
necessarily know the translation. Oh, this is 130 BPM or what it is, but I can sense the natural rhythm of it.
You were doing that earlier. You're like, this is a hill. And I was like, whoa, how'd you know that? Because the average person can't hear that. I mean, unless they have training or they're like, have rhythm.
Yeah.
So I can kind of hear a song and be like, oh, it'd fit there.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd fit there.
Right.
Oh, it'd fit there because I instantly like know the BPM. Sometimes like
You're
I'm
a
little off.
star.
You're
Lots of practice. But yeah.
Amazing. I love that. Okay. What is your favorite playlist you've ever created or type of class? Tell us about your.
I have many.
Okay.
But obviously my Taylor Swift rides. That is
Those look fun. I've seen your post about that.
like so much fun. And when I was a new instructor, that's kind of how I built
my following.
Amazing.
Because it's very hard to break into being a fitness instructor that's new and no one knows who you are. And they're like, who is this?
Right.
Just another girl on the block.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because it feels like, at least here in Arizona in the fitness industry, no one played pop music at all.
Interesting.
It was EDM or hip hop, and I love both.
Sure. Yeah.
But I was like, I want to hear songs that I love and know in class. So guess what? I'm going to play them. I'm going to play them. And so I started playing Taylor Swift in class, and then I noticed people were like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. You like her too. Like they could tell I was a Swiftie because I knew all the deep cuts and I knew
cool.
everything. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing whole rides based around this. And it's awesome. So that's how I really grew a community, finding people. Now I do like everything.
Yeah.
But that was my start. So it's very like sentimental to me. And I met so many people, and some people have even become Swifties that weren't because of my classes.
Yeah.
You found your niche.
Yes.
Which is important, I think.
I agree.
And it's really great because Taylor's music is like very empowering for women. And that's like my main thing. Like that's my why.
I love that. We were just talking recently about, when you have a passion for something, you just have to find your why. Like, why are you doing something like this? Because especially, fitness instructing, things like that take a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and not necessarily get instant reward or instant gratification from it. It's, it's a lot of work and maybe not pay for all the work that you're doing, like you talked about. So I think it's cool to have a really strong why.
Yeah, I agree. Like when you're making those playlists and you're like, okay, I have to do this. And maybe like before you become an owner, like not getting paid while you're doing that, you have to always connect back to that.
Yeah.
But I want to hear, because I actually don't even know this, like, how did this studio come about? How long have you been here? Like, tell us, like, you got into cycling. Then when did you start becoming a business owner, entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Love that.
So we've been open for a little bit over a year now.
Yeah.
So exciting. And it's been amazing. I have 2 co-owners. One is Damar and one is Kristen. And we all taught at a big studio that was here in town that had 3 locations.
Oh, wow.
And pretty much everyone in the spin industry here in the Valley came from that studio. And it was around for so many years. And so I got my start there. And Damar was actually my manager who hired me.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And I used to take Kristen's classes all the time before I became an instructor. She was my favorite instructor.
Cool.
So I'm kind of the baby.
Okay.
And yeah, so that studio closed. Stars kind of aligned. Kristen had a rider who is our current investor.
So cool.
And I knew him as well. He would come and take my class, and I was a newer instructor, and he supported me when I was new.
It's amazing.
So he wanted to invest in our business idea. He believed in us from the very start.
Yeah, no, that is very serendipitous.
Are
you kidding
very
me?
important.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think he reached out to Kristen about the idea, and then Kristen was like, well, if I was going to do this, I'd want to do it with Holland. And then when we were together, we were like, oh, but we would want to do it with DJ. And so we came together and we were like, the studio we were at was going downhill and we could tell. And so we started planning our business, and stars aligned. Like it was very meant to be.
Yeah.
How quick was the build outs?
So we pretty much planned all of the early part of 2023. We got our building maybe in August.
Okay.
And the build out took, our permits didn't get cleared. That was a huge part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Our permits didn't get cleared until December.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe January.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Yeah.
And you have to get the plans drawn out. Build out finished in early April of 2024. So it took all of 2023 and the first half of 2024. It is a process.
Wow.
It's a very you do a lot, you hold back and wait. You do a lot, but you're thinking about it 24/7.
It was like torture because we were working, but like on the studio, but
Sure.
we all missed spin and we were worried that like we were going to lose our people. We didn't. But
Right.
we
That's
were like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to
Go somewhere else and get connected there. And that's
People waited. They were ready.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's because because you found each other, have a strong why. I'm
Yes.
sure as individuals and then
Yes.
together, and people are attracted to that.
Yeah.
So
I always say the thing that I love about this studio is when you walk in, you can feel the energy. It's palpable in
Yeah.
the air. It's like every time I take a class here, every instructor, although different and unique and brings something different, all has this energy, this welcoming vibe and presence. And so I think that really built you guys a community that's ride or die.
Yeah.
literally,
I'm so happy.
Ride.
Truly ride. That just
that
came
makes
from
me so happy.
from the top of the
Yeah.
dome.
I was
So did palpable.
Ride.
I was like, yes, palpable.
Guys, I told you I was working on my vocab.
Okay,
I'm
vocab.
working on it.
I'm trying not to say like as much.
We're working on it. It's hard.
And totally, but we
Yeah,
we
we
have
have
this discussion.
I mean, as you can feel when you're in the hot seat, it's hard when you're thinking on the fly and you're trying to come up with words. There's a few likes in
When
there.
you're having a conversation,
Like, hey,
no, but when you're mic'd up, it is different.
I try to practice
Like,
when I'm
don't-
making TikToks to not.
Oh, okay, let's talk about your TikTok.
Yeah. Wait, I have one more. Okay, we'll get you start there.
Okay, let's because you have gained a following
Yeah,
on both Instagram
very
and TikTok.
quickly, I might add.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So at the studio I was at previously, I had a few videos. I would just have like front desk people come in and record a few clips of my class.
Mhm.
And that's a very new thing, by the way. Like spin classes were not filmed at all pre-COVID. Like it was kind of a sacred thing, which is good. But I think it's also good to show what happens in the room so people are less.
I mean, I had
freaked out.
no
Yeah.
idea before. I mean, I had a Peloton.
Yeah.
Right.
During COVID.
Yeah.
I sold it since. But like it was nothing like the community that I saw when I came here.
And I did Soul Cycle once, but I remember going into it not knowing literally anything about it and being so scared. It's terrifying.
It's scary because you're like, what the heck happens in there? Like it sounds kind of culty and weird, like, you know?
right.
A little bit. So yeah, not much was filmed, but it has changed a lot. And so I was like, you know what? I'm to get awareness out about my classes, have people film it.
Yeah.
And I had a few of my tailor videos blow up huge.
They do that.
Yeah.
We love-
It was right around when the Eras tour started too. And
Good timing.
I just didn't realize that there were so many people that liked her. Cause I mean, now I know, but
Right.
I feel like everyone's like was closeted about it around me.
No,
And I'm
I kind of feel that too. I mean, I was never like I loved early Taylor and folklore again. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Grew up with her.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But I was never like Taylor. I saw everyone being Taylor. And then I feel like once the Eras tour started, I was reminded how great her music was.
Yeah.
I was like, justice
Like-
for Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, she deserves this.
I think that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, it was a movement for
Yeah.
sure.
Totally.
It was. So I had a few clips blow up on Instagram. I didn't really use TikTok or anything.
Yeah.
I had a private TikTok. And so after those videos blew up, I think I hit like 10K on Instagram out of nowhere.
Wow. Amazing.
In a couple months. And I was like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
And not until we opened here did I really start my TikTok. So I started posting clips on Instagram, and then one of my friends who now helps me on my social media, she was like, you have something. I don't know if you realize that you have something, but there's something about the way you teach your classes, the energy you have, like the way you brand yourself. You don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
But like you are TikTok gold. You need to share this.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? So she really was like, I see this in you. Like, why don't you see it?
How great to have
Yeah.
friends like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. And so she was like, we need to start a TikTok account. I started my TikTok about a year ago. And
Safe.
yeah. And now I have 70,000 followers on TikTok. So
That's crazy.
She knew.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how has having that social media presence translated to your classes and how's it helped your business?
I have met so many people because
Yeah.
of TikTok. And it really does help small businesses.
I'm sure.
You have so much more reach than if you're just doing advertising because it's authentic. You're not
Right.
trying to sell anything.
I love
People
that.
can just kind of have a look into your business from your
social media.
Yeah.
And all of our instructors here are super active on their social media, and everyone has their own brand, and everyone has really like tapped into their own brand.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge blessing for small businesses.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's so smart. And I think, nowadays it's kind of it's a mistake not to do it.
Yes.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to reach more people, as you said, and then people will start to travel for your classes. I'm sure that happens to you.
All the time. I had 2 girls from London in my class the other day. I've had people come from Canada, Australia.
Wow.
They saw me on TikTok. And I'm like,
Yeah.
How? Yeah.
Yeah.
how?
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, which kind of ties into this as well, but was there a point in your childhood or growing up where you thought to yourself, I have this entrepreneurial spirit, or I see myself doing something with this? Like, did you know this was coming later in life, or was it a total shock to you?
Yes, I knew this was coming.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I always, when I was younger, really wanted to be like a pop star.
Yes.
A fashion designer.
Like literally a pop star
I
energy.
see that. Yeah. And not that I could sing. I can't sing. But
It's the essence.
definitely.
Uh-huh.
This is, are you guys into like astrology stuff?
Yeah.
Is this too woo-woo? Am I going to sound crazy?
No,
Lauren's like,
I'm
please.
all for it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So my mom, I'm going to totally butcher this, but my mom had my chart read when I was really young, maybe like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And in my chart, it was something like, she's going to be on stage in front of people. She's going to be like helping give advice and help heal people. But she's going to be on stage. She's going to be a public figure.
Yeah.
That's her future. And it was like late in my 20s too.
Cool.
And she was like, yes, Holland's going to be famous. And I was like, okay,
Your mom sounds great.
and like throughout high school and college, I was like, I'm definitely not going to be famous. Like I would always think about it though. I was like,
Really?
that's not going to come true. Right. It just played out in a different way.
Wow.
But yes. So
I need to find this astrologist.
Sedona.
No, I love Sedona.
Incredible.
Sedona.
And please tell us your sign.
Sagittarius.
Okay, can you give me a big 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Sagittarius, Capricorn moon,
Makes sense.
Leo rising.
Oh, makes sense.
I'm
Are you really?
Yes.
Wow. Wait, what's your moon?
I'm a double Sag.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
are.
And
Okay.
I'm the complete opposite of you guys.
Yeah.
I love
What do
both.
you have in your chart?
So I'm a Scorpio sun. I'm a Gemini rising and an Aries moon.
I love a Gemini.
My Gemini is like my really like fun social side, and I feel like I'm a lot more like lighthearted because of it. It's like very airy, and then obviously my Aries moon is like
Fire sign.
Fire. I have a little bit of fire in me.
We love the fire.
Yes.
And then my Scorpio is just like my black cat energy.
Yes.
So.
Which we need.
We do.
We need a balance.
It's hard for us people pleasers.
Yeah. You understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
You know, we always say Natalie's the one that like gets us in the room with her energy, and then I'm the one that like makes sure we should like stay in the room or like see how it
people
is.
out.
The
And like
energy
really
reader.
just yeah.
Needed. That is so
Very.
needed.
That's amazing, because I do, we were actually just talking about how manifestations can come up in your life in a
Different
way
ways.
that's completely different from what you anticipated. So you might manifest something and think, oh, I want it to happen this way. But then it does show up in your life, just maybe not the exact way that you thought it would. And it's so fascinating.
With the way it like needs to for you, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And you're on a stage every day.
No,
How
literally.
many classes do you teach a week?
Oh, good question.
This week, 8. Typically, it's 7.
Yeah. Is that like once a day?
Pretty
much.
On
Or-
Tuesday, I teach twice.
Okay.
Yeah. So we hired a new instructor
Okay.
who took 1 class off of each of our schedules.
Lovely.
That's nice.
So now we teach 7. Hopefully,
that.
it will continue to go down.
What's your recovery? Like, do you ever feel like, oh, I'm injured, or like my hips or knees hurt? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I definitely feel it in my low back. I get like low back issues. I do massages, chiropractor. We have a little place called Reset over here.
I've seen that. I want to go.
It's great. There's like cold plunges, sauna, like the boots.
Compression.
Yes.
Sleep. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I do stuff like that. Obviously stretching. And then if I have the energy, I will do other workouts because it helps strengthen everything. If you're doing
Sure.
the same movement over and over,
Right.
it can be bad.
Yeah.
So I do like to do
like Pilates and yoga and stuff like that.
Some cross training.
Very smart.
Yeah, because I mean, that one class I took, I was beat.
Yeah, and people take doubles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how on
Wow.
earth? And you're talking at the same time, which even so in
Right.
Holland's classes, she's gotten people to, you know, they like to shout, they like to sing along.
They do.
I mouth it because I'm like exhausted. I can't sing. I'm just like,
They sing at the top of their lungs too.
it's
like-
crazy.
Wow.
The
But that's
cardio
so
is
fun
wild.
that you created that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh,
I love
yes.
that. That's amazing.
I'm obsessed. I feel like, I mean, we taught fitness before. It was very, very different. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes, well, not sometimes, I feel like Arizona people are a lot more open than LA, especially like teaching fitness. Not to like call out LA, I love you guys. But like when I was teaching fitness, it was a lot of like influencers coming in who like didn't want to work out. Like don't make them work out. Just like have them take like a little picture and then they leave. And it's cute and fun, but it's not like I'm up there sweating and they're not really. Not every class was like that, obviously. But I feel like here everyone's like it's very community driven, which I love.
Fitness is big here.
It's huge.
Yeah.
This is like a mini LA.
Right?
A little bit.
No,
But
for sure.
the community is stronger. People want to be friends. There's more interaction. People talk to each other.
Oh my God, yeah, we went to brunch today and two people were like, oh, I love your dress. And they're talking. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
cute.
I said, if someone in LA liked your dress, like, and I grew up in LA, okay? Like,
She's allowed to say
I'm
this.
allowed to say this. Like, if someone in LA liked your dress, you would go like this, like,
Look you up and down.
and then just like look away. And then,
And then tell your friend, this is what you said.
Yeah, okay. So you're the person that I love the dress. I go like this. And then I'd go, oh, I love her dress.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't tell you. You know, that's like what we're used to.
Yeah.
But here, everyone is just very open. It's a very community feel.
Yeah, I do like that about
inviting.
Scottsdale.
It's nice.
It's very different.
Yeah. Keep going.
Not to shit on LA.
Come on, girl.
I know.
You got some LA trauma.
You know what? I kind of do. Who doesn't? Who doesn't have LA trauma?
I can't imagine.
You know, everybody's leaving LA right now, too.
They are.
Seems like
Yeah,
it.
super common.
Everyone.
I don't blame them.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know. It's
Well,
crazy right now.
I have a fun cutesy question for you.
yes.
What are your favorite workout wear or activewear brands to wear for spin?
Yes. Okay. I love Lululemon. It's a very basic answer.
No.
But
They're very functional.
Lululemon stand.
very functional. I have tried a lot of different brands, but I love Wonder Train leggings by Lululemon.
Okay.
And then the bra I wear all the time is called the Free to Be Wild bra.
Cute.
It's my favorite. It's supportive. It stays up, doesn't fall. If leggings fall up there,
no.
We
Can't do it.
Aloe leggings for me, like always. Yeah, I can't work out in them.
No.
They're cute. I can't work out in
I
them.
can't either.
I'm wearing them right now.
Do you like them?
Only okay. I'm like,
She's wearing a full outfit.
listen. I like these ones because these are like the compression ones that are a little tighter.
Yeah,
But these are the only kind I can, because I've noticed, especially for spin and workouts where you're heavily sweating, it's like you can't do the cotton, you can't do the super soft ones.
Yeah.
It's got to be the more like sweat wicking compression style. Sweat wicking. You know?
Not soft.
Not
the
soft.
soft one.
Don't do the soft. Okay, so we have Lulu. Anybody else? Or that's like your ride or die Lulu fan?
Lulu is my main.
Okay.
That's like what I'm most comfortable in because I can rely on it.
Yep.
I also recently got into this brand called CSB.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heard of it?
from there.
So cute.
It's an Australian
I
brand.
love
Yes.
I follow the founder on Instagram.
Yeah.
Rachel something.
Yes.
So
it's so
cool.
flattering. I can confirm that it is, I feel like it's like made with women in mind.
Oh,
Like it fits women's bodies.
Oh,
Wow.
love that.
Yeah. Which is great. Not that Lulu isn't, but like
Sure,
it's very, I love it.
I will say most flattering thing I own just in terms of like the shape, like where it hits you. They
Yes.
definitely
I
did
need
it.
to get some of
You
that.
need to
Yeah.
get some. There's like, some of them have like the scrunch
Yeah, I've
booty,
seen that.
which like, I don't know. About
I'm not a huge
that.
fan of
I don't have a booty to do
Me
that.
neither.
Like
Me
if
neither.
if I did it, I probably would, but nobody.
Yeah.
I don't need to like pay attention
Yeah.
to that too much.
No.
Yeah.
No. So
Fair.
they have that, and then they have just.
Okay, so
yeah.
and what about shoes? Can you teach us about spin shoes? Because we know nothing.
Yes.
Mhm.
So spin shoes. My favorite spin shoes are called TMs.
Okay.
And they are more of the like stylish spin shoes that a lot of the girlies wear.
Cute.
We also DeMar has a sponsorship
Mhm.
or a brand deal
Yeah.
with Shimano,
Okay.
which is another really popular one. It's more functional, I
Cool.
would say. And that's the kind of shoes we have for rentals here.
Okay.
Oh, I do like those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with spin shoes, you're going to have like a clip on the bottom
Mhm.
and you actually physically clip into the bike. It's
Yeah.
not like you just put on a shoe and put it in the cage.
Yeah.
Right.
You clip in. So
Yeah.
it just depends if you're going for like an aesthetic, which I like the cute ones because
Right.
I'm on stage in front of people.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they look like
They're cute.
cute tennis shoes.
That's
We
adorable.
should have her on camera, like show people how to set up their bike.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought of that.
Yeah.
I
That'd
actually
be
need
cool.
to learn.
It's
so.
one of the
No,
hardest
exactly.
parts.
Like, and I feel, unfortunately, you know, when you're a fitness instructor and class is starting, you only have a few minutes and it's hard to be able to have the time to even fully explain to people
Yes.
or, you know,
Mhm.
like we know that there was, we used to teach P-ball
Yeah.
and there was these like few moves, the foundational moves that we had to go through every class, especially when we had a new person.
Mhm.
But even going through those, it's, you know, you're just barely touching over it. You're not able to really go individually up to each person and make
Right.
sure that they're doing it correctly. And, you know, that's hard. It is hard.
With
Yeah.
group fitness, it's really hard.
It is. And it's like energetically draining as well.
Yes.
Like, how do
Yeah.
you kind of protect
Ooh, back
that?
to your piece.
Oh, that has been a huge challenge for me because I am here all the time.
Uh-huh.
And I was telling you guys earlier, but I would say I am more of an introvert. I am really good with people,
Mhm.
but I can't recharge with people around. I
Yeah.
like to be alone and
Yeah.
I like to like journal or read or just say
Sit in the dark and valid.
Yeah.
so it has been hard.
Yeah.
And since I am here all the time, it is hard for me to recharge. And I know that one day I will have more time to myself. But the reality of being a business owner right now
Uh,
is that we're in the early stages.
Yeah.
And we have to hustle.
yeah.
I take my day off very seriously. And so I do things that will fill up my cup, like work out or be alone or journal and things
Mhm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is I am a business owner.
Right.
This
Yeah.
comes first. This is the baby. And I don't have that much time for myself right now.
Yeah.
It will change.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
But that's the reality.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, you have to be realistic about that when
Yeah.
you're doing something like this. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
What's,
But I do keep people around me
Yeah.
that fill me up. I don't have time for
So important. Oh,
yeah.
So important.
That is like the biggest lesson I've learned.
Yes.
I
Yes.
do not have time for people that drain me
Yeah.
or I don't have time to have a ton of friends.
Yeah. No, and I also, my friends need to respect the fact that I don't have a lot of time
Yep.
for them as well. Like, if I need a couple days to get back to your text, that's okay.
Yes.
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 Yeah, we've been talking
Huge.
about that. It's pay attention to how you feel after hanging out with somebody. Like you want to be around people that energetically lift you up.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone is draining your energy, you should immediately know, like, oh, can't. And I think the
Yeah.
older I get, the more I realize how important
Yeah.
that is. And I'm able to set those boundaries to be like, I'm sorry, like I can't hang around you
When
because it's
also
draining.
have like a bigger vision for yourself in life. Like,
Yes.
it's either, you know, you're starting your business, you have a baby, like something that really like takes you to that next level. You realize how like petty all of that energy is.
Yeah.
And keep the petty people there and continue to go up.
Yeah.
Keep the petty people there.
Petty people there.
Really. If I
Yeah.
had paid attention to the petty people, I wouldn't have ever kept posting on social media. I wouldn't be here.
No,
I wouldn't be up there.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who said things. and if I
Oh,
had
yeah.
listened to them,
Oh, yeah.
I just would not be here.
Wait, what's that TikTok sound where it's like, if you cared what every bitch about you or every bitch in New York said about you, I'd never leave the house.
Yeah,
Something like that from
it's
Sex
so
and the
true.
City.
No, it's so true.
I mean, even starting this podcast,
Yeah.
I got like this girl from high school just sucks. Sorry, I'll say it. She
I-
like
yeah,
tell the tea.
she sent me the meanest DM.
What?
Oh, it was so,
And it was I can't even repeat it. It was so mean. And I thought to myself, she really like came after the podcast too.
Mhm.
And I just thought to myself, I was like, I had not thought about her once. And starting this podcast, I did not think about what this person was gonna think or
Yeah.
say. Nothing about where I envision my life or what I'm doing right now am I thinking about other people's opinions.
Yeah.
At all. And if
Sure.
I was, I'd lose my mind and I wouldn't have what it
wouldn't be
takes to
here.
be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Like that. It
Yeah.
was really hard to do to
Yeah.
not care.
Yeah. have you dealt with, any negative comments on social media? How do you deal with that when it comes up?
Yes. I used to get more when I first started posting from people that I actually knew.
Oh,
Like kind of like backhanded.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
in my past.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So I
brutal.
used to get more. It is so interesting. When I started posting, so many people that I went to high school with, that I went to college with, that I knew, that I like had friendships with, unfollowed me.
Yeah.
Gone.
I know.
Gone.
We were actually just talking about this today. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Guys too. Like
Yeah.
I am married now, but guys unfollowed me.
Yeah.
Recently, they've all been, a lot of them have been following me.
Interesting.
on Instagram. I have even had
Goodbye.
guys. I'm married, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
It is on my public profile.
Yes, yeah,
Slide into my DMs from high school who unfollowed me like a couple years ago.
The audacity.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so it just it's so fascinating, the fact that they're like following me back now, but they
Yeah.
don't believe in me then. You have to find the people
Yes.
that believe in you, even when you are in the cringiest, don't know what you're doing stage.
We're literally
No, we
just
were talking about this because, I mean, I'll just call
Yeah,
a spade
go
a
for it.
spade. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't care. So obviously, I have somewhat of a large following now individually, right? And so when we started this podcast, I was thinking to myself, okay, this will be great to help us launch our business and cool. And, so sometimes we do collaborative posts with our own personal profiles because my thought is just, I want to get eyes on it.
Yes.
I want the reach.
Yes.
That's all I want.
Good
If you
friends.
don't connect to us, don't
Yeah.
follow us. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I want this podcast to reach people who connect to it,
Right.
who want to be a part of it. And so, but it's been so interesting to me, like the lack of engagement whenever I post about the
Yeah.
podcast.
I know.
It seemed like when I first announced it, it was kind of like, oh, cool. Like, what is she doing? That's cool. And now that we're, really consistently going for it, and we post every single day.
Yeah.
We've made it an effort to do it every day.
Uh-huh.
And it's shocking the lack of overall, support. And I'm not talking about everyone. We've received lots of nice comments. and stuff, but
yeah.
just in general, it is
Mainly from
shocking.
like people we went to college with.
Right.
Sorry.
It's okay. Because, Lauren and I met in college. So that's
Yeah,
when
we
our
had
friendship
mutuals.
started.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of mutuals.
No, I
And so starting this podcast together, you
But-
kind of assume those people will be like, yeah.
I think what we're trying to say is like, it's cringe until it's not.
Yes.
Like, I think people are looking,
Yes.
and I actually know people are looking at us right now and they're like, sorry, I have like a hair on my face, but I know people are looking at us right now and thinking like, oh, like they're posting about that again. Like,
Right.
okay, like
Sure.
they're I can like feel that energy being put towards us, but it's cringe until it's not. Like, if we know our why, just like you knew your why,
Yeah.
the people that are going to leave are then going to come back and be like, oh, like think about when you were like posting dance stuff when you first got to LA
Oh, yeah.
versus now.
So
Do you know what I
vulnerable.
mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because, before this big job I had like 3,000 followers
Yeah.
and I would post stuff and be so insecure and be like really overthinking it. And people, but no one really cared. No one really paid attention.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the support is there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, where was that before?
Yep.
Yeah.
you know? And I think that's our point is we feel that when people see you succeeding, when you reach the top, when you reach that point, then they like to cling to you.
Yeah.
Then they want something from you.
Yes.
And not everyone, but
Yes.
you can suss those people out.
Yes.
And I think it intimidates other people who don't believe in themselves when you do believe in yourself.
Oh,
so
my
when you
gosh.
when you are putting yourself
Yes.
out there and they can't even fathom because their nervous system freaks out even thinking about that, like they don't feel safe doing that because they stay in their bubble, they stay in their pettiness, they stay in their negative energy. And you don't,
Yep.
then they are like, oh, I can't watch this. Like, then it's
Yeah.
cringe.
Yes.
They can label it cringe and be safe in that.
Yeah.
But then when you start succeeding, they're like, oh, well, I want a little bit of that access to success. And then they come to you.
Yeah.
For sure. People are scared of different. People
Yes.
don't want to be different.
No. Yeah.
I mean, that plays out all the time.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
in the history of the world. People
Right.
don't like
Real, literally.
Yeah.
different.
Mm-hmm.
And it freaks them out
It
because they're comfortable where they are.
Yeah.
And they don't want to get uncomfortable. And they see you getting uncomfortable and they're like, no,
Right.
that's not the right way.
Right.
to do things.
Yeah.
You have to stay back here with me. I'm going to hold you back.
Oh.
That's like,
It's like High School Musical.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to the status quo.
Yeah.
No.
That's so funny.
No.
Yeah. It's so important to, it's easy sometimes to allow yourself to pay attention to the hate and you can kind of succumb to it and it's not healthy. And there's definitely times I think when you're vulnerable on social media and you see those hate comments, it takes a really strong person to be able to be like, no, I'm staying on my path. I'm going to continue on this path because I don't care what other people think. This is about me, what I want, what I see for myself. It's really hard to do. It is hard. So I commend you for that. Thank you.
I saw a thing that was like entrepreneurship is like a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. Because
Yeah.
you have to get over so many like demons in your own mind if you let yourself listen to what other people are saying or even your negative thoughts.
Yeah.
You have to get over that in order for you to succeed.
Yeah, I really do. You really do.
I would love to talk to you about this because I know you've mentioned it openly on your social media.
Yes.
But imposter syndrome, because this it's something I talked
Speaking
about.
of demons in your own mind.
Not the demons. What's your trauma?
Let's get deep for a second,
Yeah.
Holland. But
Okay.
I think it's important for people to hear, and especially people who put themselves out there on social media, have a platform, or just are instructors, teachers of some sort. I've openly talked about it on the podcast and having imposter syndrome. So what does that look like for you and how do you deal with it?
I think I feel imposter syndrome the most when I'm out of alignment with myself.
Yes, Holland.
Or I feel, when I feel
So true.
frustrated or stagnant. That's what I've noticed.
Okay.
And I just went through a really bad stage of it, like, I'm going to say like a month or two ago. And I think it's just because I've been doing the same thing over and over and over, and I'm exhausted. And I don't feel like, I didn't feel like I was growing at that point. I just felt like I was coming up here and doing the same thing every single day. And maybe not pouring back into myself enough, like we just talked about.
Right.
So I often feel that when I feel really stagnant and I'm not where I'm supposed to be and I know it, but I'm not doing anything to change it. And that's when I feel it the most. So it can be hard to like climb out. But I always know when I feel that way, I'm like, okay, you need to do something. What do you need to do?
Yes.
What do you need to do?
I always ask myself, like, okay, am I happy with my effort right now?
So
yes.
that's good.
Like maybe not the outcome, but the effort.
Sure.
Am I going through the motions or am
Right.
I elevating myself in any way?
Because you can't always change the outcome, but you can always change your effort.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You can change how you show up every day and make a difference, you know, in your energy.
For sure. And I feel like the only way I get out of it really, obviously working towards something, like I get imposter syndrome when I'm not working towards anything. I'm just doing the same things. But I have to remind myself of the truth.
Yeah.
I own this studio.
No, look around how far you've
Look
come.
around.
And I haven't been to one class, but every video I see of yours, that is packed. Like,
Yes.
kids are doing
I
amazing.
have to remind myself of
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm horrible. No one likes me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Right.
my classes are full.
It's so funny how your
Yes.
mind can play tricks on you, though.
Yeah. And I think as humans, we tend to focus on the negative. It's kind of how our brains are wired. So sometimes we almost have to work extra hard to be like, okay, no, bitch, like, look around you.
So-
Look at what you've achieved.
When I will never forget this, but we were in Vienna because I went to go visit her and we were at dinner and I was just kind of like really down on where I was at. And I did like Clippers dance team and I had just finished up a burlesque show and like, I was just kind of like, I'm not really liking anything I was doing. And one thing that she told me that stuck with me so hard, she's like, you need to own it. Like, I don't know why you're not owning it. And from that day forward, I was like, oh yeah, no, I did that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we don't recognize how far we've come or that a younger version of ourselves would have loved that success, dreamed to be in the place that we're at now. Like when you took your first spin class to now,
I never thought.
never, I'm sure.
And how quickly, too. I mean, if you're saying your first spin class was in college and here you are, you know, however many years later, not that many.
Yeah.
Like owning a studio and
Which is a
teaching every
huge
day.
accomplishment.
That's crazy.
And really hard to do.
Yeah.
There are a lot of steps people don't see with owning a studio.
No.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Did you know anything about the admin behind that? Like, or anything?
I guess I knew a bit from working in a studio because I'd been an instructor and I worked at the front desk. So I knew a tiny bit of the back end, but not like the financial aspect and the build out aspect and the
bookkeeping.
Yeah, I'd never run a business, but thank God our investor is amazing. And he like every time he does something, he will walk us through what he did because he wants us to know how to do it.
Wow.
So cool.
Wow.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Go, Jeff.
That's important.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Where do you see the future of Nyx? Like, what is your goal looking forward? Because obviously this is a huge accomplishment and you've been open for a year now. So where do you see it going? Like, where do you see yourself?
I would say we all have talked about hopefully expanding to different states. And
So cool.
Yeah, that's something that's been tossed around a lot. And people through the internet and through email have been asking for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Solely because they see the community we've built online, or they come and visit us and they're like, there's nothing like this. Like there's other studios that are amazing, but there's something about Nyx that has gotten us people from everywhere asking, can you open one here? Open one here. Open one here. So that is something huge for us. And then we are beginning stages of doing an on-demand platform.
Sick.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. So we want people to be able to take our classes that aren't physically here. Or people that like can't make it because they work or whatever.
Sure.
Even if they're in town.
Sure.
So that's kind of like the near future.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
What is your tips and tricks for aspiring business owners? What do you feel is your key to success that you would give to a young entrepreneur?
I would say just know it's a huge commitment and it will take up a majority of your time for however many years it takes to start making income off the business. So you need to commit. Like if you want kids, if you want a family,
right?
Maybe you just want to work somewhere. You know,
fair.
What I mean,
So fair.
and then have a vision, have a why for your business. Don't just open something to open something.
Right.
You need to have a vision, a why. With me, Kristen, and Damar, we really wanted to create community and a place for everyone to feel welcome. It's not just about coming here to burn calories.
Oh, you can say that again.
Yeah. It's really community based and it's for absolutely everyone from every walk of life.
Amazing.
And we wanted to create that space for people.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have a very strong why.
Wow.
And I think we need to have that to start a business.
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
We do.
It's so hard.
It's a huge undertaking.
so hard. People don't realize
You
that.
have to know that it takes up all your time.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Right. It's like you're working
least.
actually 24/7 to not work a 9 to 5.
Right. Yeah.
It is a baby.
Right. And then you have freedom eventually.
For sure.
And you have freedom to create and you have freedom to
But like you said, like the hustle.
the
Has
hustle's
to
real.
be there. Yeah.
And we've talked about this, but I think the difference between people who start businesses and people who don't is just the people who simply will take action and those who won't. Because
oh my gosh.
a lot of people are cool just being comfortable and consistent, and that's great. And they don't want to make the sacrifices that it takes to just do something different. Because like you're saying, it's not always going to be like this. There will be a time when you can step back a little more, when you can relax a little bit more. But especially in the beginning, it's more than a 9 to 5. It's your whole life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to be willing to make those sacrifices, but knowing they're temporary.
Yes.
You know?
It's scary. And you have to find the right people. You cannot trust everyone.
Nope.
And especially if you are starting a business and you're not self-funded. Like none of us could have done this by ourselves.
Right.
So you need to find someone you trust. And not everyone is trustworthy.
Yeah,
so you can't just trust the first person that's like, oh yeah, I'll fund it.
Right.
And you need to find people you trust. Yeah.
I love that.
It's hard. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Some people can self-fund their businesses.
Right. More power to
Good
you.
for them.
More power to you.
Yeah. So
Oh, I love that. Do you have anything else you want?
Okay, going back to like, where do you see next coming in the next few years? Like, where do you see yourself?
Ooh.
Like, professional work aside.
Yeah. I guess
I mean, I just want to continue to spread joy and spread our message and spread like love and community.
Mhm.
And so I think it would be really cool to travel around and
Yeah. Do like a pop-up or something?
Yeah.
Or- yeah.
do more of that and just connect with
Yeah.
other studios.
Yeah.
Cool.
And connect with other people and
I love
maybe
that.
travel
Cool.
for stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've had in the back of my mind. And
So-
continue going on social media.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick just went to New York.
Nick's just went to New York.
Yeah.
So how was that?
It was the best. We
Yeah.
got to take some spin classes with some awesome instructors and
So
just
cool.
see spin is so different everywhere and everyone teaches different.
It's such a world I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning so much.
It's so cool.
It's so different from other fitness because everyone has their own style.
Right.
So it was just cool to be in other people's rooms and hear their music and see their communities. It was just an inspiration trip.
Yeah.
So it was so much fun.
So for spin choreography, you know, because I think a lot of people just see like spin on TikTok now and they're like, oh, that's intimidating.
Yeah.
You know, so does every studio, do you guys get together and say like, these are our core moves? Like is Nick's, like is the X, like is that your guys' thing that you came up with? Or is that like on all across the board? Every spin instructor does this, you know?
Yeah, it depends. Everyone has their own like format. So when we started our studio, we were like, this is what it will be called. So some people might not call this an X. They could call it something else. A lot of people do these,
Sure.
but we all call things the same name. So if we're doing this, it's called tricep. And this is chest press on the middle. So we all call
Like,
it the
getting
same.
ready.
I know.
But some people do even more choreography than we do.
Oh, wow.
Like you think we do a lot. There are other
Right.
studios that do more, which is great for them.
I did.
I do
Yeah.
think you did a lot, but it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we give our instructors a lot of freedom because we want everyone to create their class the way that they want to and bring what they want to their room in terms of their playlist and how they set their class up. Because individuality is important to build your own brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what we want for our people.
Yeah.
And we just all call the choreography moves the same things.
Cool.
I think
That's
it's
what we do.
amazing that like you naturally had that mindset of building your own brand and having your friend telling you you have something here. And then you've created an environment where other people can do the same.
Yeah.
So it's not even just about like, yes, obviously the community of people you're helping, but also the people that are learning underneath you. Like I'm very inspired and I think it's really great, everything that you've accomplished.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she knows my favorite move is the body roll.
Oh, Nat loves a body roll.
My favorite move is just getting through the class.
And that's okay. And one day you're going to be doing those body rolls off the bike too.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to do today.
I'm jazzed. This energy drink works.
No, I feel
And
good.
I have to pee. So we have to.
I'm dead. Well, we so appreciate you, Holland, for coming on Gin and
Yes,
Chat.
thank you. This was so
fun.
informative and
Inspiring.
yes.
Yeah. Thank you so
I
much.
think it's really going to resonate with a lot of people
Yeah.
and leave them feeling energized like you just drank an energy drink, specifically Gorgie.
And we love you. So let's spin and cheers. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you had a great chat. Lo and Nat can't wait to have you back.